And just a personal note, I'm married to a Melkite Catholic, which is an Arabic Eastern Rite Catholic faith. So I guess I am interested in some ways in connecting religion and modern political issues. I've been at the East-West Center for 15 years. I'm currently the vice president. I also direct the research program and the Washington program. I'm based here in Washington. Obviously, I travel back and forth. And I'm also interim director for the professional development program where Emily is based. And this program is in our professional development program. So I kind of see the institution, as I mentioned to you, is congressionally authorized, partly congressionally appropriated. And our central mission, as defined by Congress, is to bring Asians and Americans together to do cooperative study, research, and exchange in the interests of better relations between our peoples and governments. That's it. And what we do, whether they're programs for journalists or Abby, my good colleague here, is, and I'd like her to introduce herself too, is spent a year in Cambodia, and she'll say more about that, but she's been running a range of programs for young people, everything from curriculum to, she just led a group of journalists on a study tour of the Mekong when she was in Cambodia a month ago, so she could tell you more about that. So we run a range of programs. Because you're in Washington, I want to say a little bit more about Washington than the overall center, because you'll hear more about the center when you're in Honolulu. We're kind of, for the lack of a better word, the Washington, D.C. facing of our institution. So many of our programs from Honolulu come here, journalist programs, scholar programs, visiting fellow programs, but we run a set of programs here. They're really one major initiative we run here, which is linked to the Congress, but also to the State Department, is a program called Asia Matters for America. And the conceit is very simple. This publication and the associated website maps out Asia's impact on every U.S. state and congressional district. So you can go in interactively and look at why, and this is the overall Asia publication. They're all out there if you want to take one or you're interested in a particular country. But we have one on the Pacific Islands, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, Australia. There's a Korea-Europe one, there's an India one. We're just Mekong region, because the Mekong region, we have a major initiative. And one thing you might be interested in as journalists is we've also done public and elite opinion polling by U.S. state on whether Asia is important to them. And it's quite an interesting read because of our focus on the Indo-Pacific and U.S. government policy. As I said, it's the anniversary of the Indo-Pacific strategy this month. And so this gives a very sort of a different take on whether Americans believe that Asia is in fact the region of the future and how it impacts their daily lives, jobs, opportunities, etc. So you might be interested in these. There's lots of publications and brochures out there if something interests you. Of course, everything is on the website. But if you want to take something just to reference it. The other thing we do is we do a lot of programs that for congressional staff. We do a lot of briefings and conferences and dialogues. So if you have any interest in any of these, once you take a look at the brochures, because I really want you to get to your substantive program, please let us know, and we can happily follow up. And let me stop there, and again, in your week, if there's something you want to follow up, I have my cards here. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to request, if you have a card in particular because you wanted to talk to Tim Scott, my next meeting this afternoon is with Scott's staff. So I'll leave my cards. Please contact me if you have further information or requests. And I'll give this to Tim Scott's staff and ask if they want to meet. If we can be helpful in any ways, if you want any of our publications in hard copy or anything like that, let us know. I think let me stop there. And Abby, do you want to say a little something about the work you're doing?
Sure, yeah.
Amazing.
I can briefly introduce myself. My name is Abby Hall, and I am a programs coordinator at the center. I largely work with our Young Professionals program, which is our internship program that we have each semester, but Recently, Satu and myself were in Cambodia, where we brought Indian journalists to learn about the Mekong. And I'm also working on a program creating a virtual curriculum on the Indo-Pacific strategy that students from the DC area will be able to participate in. So those are some of the things that I'm working on. And really excited to get to meet you all, and if you need anything from this office, feel free to let us know, because we'll be around. So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Over to you,
Thank
Emily.
you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Satu.
Hope you get some breakfast, finally.
Really appreciate.
And I'm
yeah.
just down the hall, so you're here all week? Just remind
We're
me.
here through Monday morning.
Through Monday morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you over the next couple of days, on and off.
Thank
So,
Thank
be
you
well.
so much.
Thank you.
you. Thank you for remembering it.
Have a great time. Yeah, I think.
Appreciate it.
I wish I could go on your program. But I think the board would not be happy with you. I'd rather be on your program and listen to all these speakers than do
Would
what
you
I
like
have
some
to say.
pastry before you go?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So
Yeah,
please
sure.
help yourselves, and
Yes, I will.
I want to welcome Chantal Ike, and we're going to have another virtual speaker coming in from Switzerland, Lisa Zogib, and we also have Gopal Patel and Fred Van Dyke, who are here to present in person. We'll be starting with Chantal and Lisa, but I'd like everyone to take a minute, get some pastry, get something to eat,